Hey everybody, welcome back to Barbecue by Biggs. Today we're going to show you how to make one easy, delicious peach cobbler. Stay tuned. I'm going to set the oven to 350. Get that started preheating. So as our oven's warming up, we're going to take a half a stick of butter, which is one full stick, and we're going to stick it in the pan. This pan is a 7 by 11. You can use a 9 by 9, you can use a 9 by 13, whatever you prefer to use. So we'll take this butter, we'll stick it in this pan. We're going to throw it in the oven and let the butter melt as the oven comes up to temp. So as soon as it gets melted, we'll pull this pan back out, and by then we should have this mixed up and ready to go. So we'll get that put in the oven now. Be right back. So this is a very simple recipe. We're going to take 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of flour, do 1 cup of sugar. This is just a regular Imperial brand sugar, 1 cup of sugar. Get that in there. 1 cup of milk. So notice they're all 1 cups. 1 cup of milk. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. It doesn't matter what brand, just a baking powder. 2 teaspoons. Get that in there. All right, we'll do a half a teaspoon of vanilla. These last 2 ingredients are by choice. You don't have to put these in here. I like vanilla, and we're gonna put a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Some people don't like cinnamon. Some people are allergic to cinnamon. If you don't like it, don't prefer it, don't put it in. It doesn't make a difference on the taste. It just makes it taste like a little cinnamon-y. So about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And we'll get that mixed up. So we'll get that mixed up real good. Waiting on that butter to melt. Get that mixed up. The butter's almost melted, and we'll get that pan back over here. So as you can see, that butter's melting in that pan. All we're gonna do is take this batter that we made together, and we're just gonna pour it right on top of that. We're not gonna mix it in, we're just gonna pour it right on top. Get as much of it out of there as you can. Get to the corners. As you can see, that butter's floating on top of the corners, but there is batter underneath. It got underneath it. So we'll get that done. We'll take our peaches. These are peach pie filling. You can use fresh peaches, but it's takes a little bit more time. Like the title says, this is easy. So any of the peach fillings, most of them are only about 15 ounces. This one's 21 ounces. So we're not gonna use the whole can. We'll probably use about 3/4 of the can when we put it together. So we're just gonna take these peaches and just drop them in. Just all over the place. No rhyme or reason. Just get them spread out. We're not pushing them down. We're not mixing them in. We're just dropping them in. What'll happen is that batter will come up and envelop these peaches and make one heck of a cobbler. And that should be enough. As you can see in here, we have just a little bit left. So we'll stick this in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. You can also put it in your smoker or your barbecue if you want at 350, but it's about 30 minutes, and we'll start checking for doneness. We'll be right back. About 22 minutes in, It's looking good. Gonna start browning up here in a minute. We'll be back, about 8 minutes. Man, this thing is done. It looks great. Golden brown on the top. It ended up taking about 40 minutes. Usually we cook it in a metal pan, and this one was in a glass pan, so it took a little bit longer, but man, it turned out great. Just like my mama used to make. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed and you want more recipes, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, and we'll see you next time.